Welcome back, everybody. If you're watching this video, chances are it's either the very last moment of January, or it's the beginning of February, and I have failed my mission. I mean, it's not that serious. I'm not really monetizing very much on this YouTube channel, but I still want to have somewhat of a consistent schedule, and I haven't really had that for a while. So, let's get back into the rhythm of things and talk about a convention that I went to back in November. And yeah, even though it's still January, it's gotten a little bit more bearable. Doesn't mean the month still just absolutely sucks, though. Like, it still does suck. It's just, you know, going into February, now things are getting better. Whoop-de-f***ing-do. So, as some of you North Americans and Western Europeans and non-Asians have figured out, COVID-19 has kind of sucked away all of the possibilities for a furry convention. As one might imagine, with all of the regulations now in place due to the global pandemic, it certainly cost me more than, like, my convention time. I lost my job, I was stuck in home, I couldn't see my friends, outside of the internet that is, but now things are better that I'm here in Taiwan. Taiwan has things pretty well tight and shut. Like, there have even been a couple of cases that have come into Taiwan, specifically the northern part where I live, and they take it very seriously when one has a confirmed case, and they spray and disinfect the entirety of, like, the immediate area. They have currently closed down after-school programs and extracurricular activities, like, for public schools. Taiwan knows what the hell they're doing. And hopefully Biden can help the United States, but that's enough politics for now. I only bring this up because I was able to actually attend a furry convention, and not just a virtual one, like an actual in-person physical one. So here is a recap of my adventure going to the southern point of the island. This actually took place in Tainan. By the way, if you want any more video footage of this convention, I have linked a playlist that was either curated by personally or just, like, spotted and sought out by a Taiwanese friend of mine of this convention. So, shout out to you. I'm going to include some footage from one of those videos in that playlist, but if you want the whole thing, if you just cannot get enough of Taiwanese furry convention footage, there's a whole playlist for you. You're welcome. Anyway, let me tell you about the difficulty from getting from the northern part of the island to the southern part of the island. It's not so much difficulty as in trying to actually get there. It's like planning it out so that you arrive at the exact time that you need to. So here was the plan. I get up, stupid o'clock in the morning. I walk all the way from my apartment over to an MRT station, essentially an above ground, like, railway station, like the DART over in the DFW area. I barely make the train to get over to the high-speed railway. The high-speed railway is basically the bullet train system that is in Japan and mainland China, actually. Just one line that goes north to south and then south to north along the island of Taiwan. And because it's the most convenient and the fastest way to go across the island, outside of driving your own vehicle, it is, of course, the most expensive. It cost me 1,200 to go from the Taoyuan area all the way down to the Tainan area. And from that Tainan high-speed railway station, there were two options to actually get to the hotel that this convention was at. I had to either take a bus, which was cheaper, but took maybe an hour and some change to get close to the area that I needed to be, and then I still had to walk a bit, or just take a taxi and pay the luxury tax. I, of course, paid the luxury tax, because when it comes down to brass tacks, when things are time restrained, I don't mind paying more money. And what do I get when I get here early at 9 a.m.-ish? I get to wait for half an hour before registration starts. Like, I didn't know what kind of magical thing I was gonna miss during the morning of a one-day convention. Like, the morning of a convention in general, you're not gonna miss too much. It's just, do you want to get there early just because? And I did. So, I got there just in time to wait in line for a registration. They had QR codes actually for pre-registration and on-site registration, because we are in the future, of course. Not quite as in the future as mainland China. Not that I want to, sometimes. Mainland China still scares me. And then you move from that line over to a little desk into another hallway, and that desk will give you your badge and your little promotional swag, which I have right here. Give me a minute. So first, let's look at this badge. Very nice art right here. I, of course, dubbed myself as Burger because that is my current Fursuit persona and YouTube personality. This little badge art right here did not come from this Taiwanese convention. I already got this at Texas Furry Fiesta. Shout out to FurMIT Oracle Studios. I will link their information as well, either on screen or in the description. You have a little mini promotional poster and a small little convention book. This has all the information you would need, rules of conduct, a map, a schedule, everything you would need to know about the convention. Yeah, now with that taken out of the way, you head right from that desk over into the main hall ballroom area. And then you get to sit on the floor. I guess the hotel just didn't give them chairs, because there were no chairs to sit in. There were a couple behind the booth of like the desk where they have the AV, where they control all the graphics and audio. Any of the attendees, sorry, you had to sit on the floor, just like kindergarten. And trust me, I know a little thing about kindergarten. I had to teach kindergarten. But eventually, the staff come to welcome themselves and the convention to the attendees. They go over the rules. They showcase some of the notable personalities that will be showing up. Some of them are guests of honor. Some of them are just featured people that are popular, I guess. By the way, I want this intro to be like at like every convention. This is awesome. They also went over like how to approach fursuiters just as a standard procedure. And then a star performance just to start things off with an amazing violin player right here. And then after wowing the entire audience there, they basically said, all right, go, have fun. And so we did. Everyone just packed right out of there. By that time, it was time to get some lunch, but of course, it wasn't really time to get lunch. It was just lunchtime. You could get lunch, but of course you have a convention that you need to enjoy. So I walk around the whole convention area. I meet up with some friends, specifically Michael right here and some of his pals. This would have been like the first time I had met him in person for a while, actually. Like the last time I saw him, we were both still in the United States. By the way, we do have a new podcast, me and this Michael. It is called the Fox and Burger Podcast. Episode 1 will be down in the description below. It'll be just an introductory kind of a thing where we explain what the podcast is about, a little bit more about ourselves, and why we want to do a podcast spotlighting the Asian furry communities and all that. But do so after watching this video, because it's like an hour long. So, just something to keep in mind. So around this time, in the afternoon, like, it was pretty freeform. I didn't take much footage. I just kind of roamed around, got some photos with some notable, attractive, and handsome-looking suits and all that. A little quirk that you will find over in the Asian furry communities, by the way, is that once you meet them, they will give you their business card. Let me show you. I got all of these business cards from furries that I just met at a convention after taking their photo. And like, it has their social media information on there, but it's like, now I'm jealous that they're more pro than I am. I've been in this fandom for almost 10, 11 years. I don't have a business card. What are they doing that I'm not? Obviously, they're branding themselves. So, I need to do better branding, and I need to do better YouTube. But that'll be on the back burner for a while. I still need to film this video. So, there weren't a whole lot of formal events going on. I mean, there are a couple of panels here and there in the other rooms, outside of the main banquet hall area. But since they were mostly Chinese focused, I would much prefer to go to a panel where, you know, I'll still show up to opening and closing ceremonies, even if they don't speak a lick of English. It's a formality thing. There are just 4 or so panels going on during that afternoon where none of it was in English, and therefore none of it seemed to pique my interest. I mean, I found out what they were later, and even then it was like, okay. I don't know if I would have missed them too much. I don't know if you know this, but there is a specific lounge for the fursuiters, even if you're just wearing a partial. And I hung out there a couple of times, met up with some friends. There was a little incident where I had to charge my camera battery, and there was no spot to do so. And I didn't have a hotel room, so it had to be in there. Because you do not steal from the Fursuit lounge. It's not even that it's against the rules to just steal in general. It's just like, why? Why would you do that? That's such an asshole move. And what would you even need with a battery charger for a camera that you don't even use? So obviously, the best place to charge my camera battery would be in there. But I had to find the most obscure spot to charge that camera battery. And switch to my phone, obviously. You gotta have your backup camera ready. Oh, also, I should mention that I brought my ukulele along and was playing out in the hallways for people. I didn't sing too many songs. I distinctly remember either playing instrumental music or Christmas songs. Because, I mean, you know, Christmas songs are easy enough, and it was almost December. Although there was one song that I could play for people that wasn't Christmas music. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, down to mama, take me home, country roads. Thank you. Thank God for Fallout and John Denver. Now by this point, it was almost time for the Fursuit parade. There was going to be hundreds of fursuits walking along the hallways, so everyone had to gather into the main banquet hall area. Well, if you had a fursuit, that is. Or you were the handler of the person in suit. We all took one nice big photo. If I could find it, I'll put it in this video. And then the parade went on. I'll specifically just show when I show up on the parade. And then if you want to watch more of the parade, go ahead and check that playlist down below. So after the parade, actually, when the parade ended, there was still a huge line of furries waiting to get onto the elevator. It was amazing. You could just stop right up to one of them, take your photo with them, and then walk away, and they would still have their place in line. It was a long time before some of these people could go up to the rooms, change out of their costumes, and then enjoy the rest of the convention. Actually, it got so bad that some of the hotel staff and the volunteers of the convention worked it out so that a whole parade of them took the stairs, like the emergency exit, fire safety, whatever stairs. Imagine that security footage. But after that, it was winding down closer to the late afternoon, going into like 5, 6 o'clock, which meant time for closing ceremonies. I mean, there was still stuff to do after closing ceremonies, but closing ceremonies here was a little bit special because I don't know how they did it, but they had a closing ceremonies little goodbye video planned, edited, and they uploaded it to YouTube the next day. Like, wow. Imagine being a volunteer cameraman working all day filming and then editing this one little video. But they did a really good job of it, you know? And then they showed all the, the numbers. They showed the amount of people that showed up, the amount of fursuiters. They gave the dates and the promotional art for next year's FurMIT. And then basically they said, okay, get out. We gotta prepare for the dance. So while they were preparing for the dance, getting the DJs and all that, there was time for me to head over, get some dinner, and then go to a little karaoke gathering. What convention would be complete without a karaoke event of sorts? After that, it was time to actually boogie down at the dance. There's a difference between the kind of music that you see at anime cons and the kind of music you would see at furry cons, I think. And I think the whole Asian perspective on things, their taste in music, kind of changes things a little bit, makes it a little bit unique. Like not once would I have expected to be dancing to Caramel Dancin' once again. I was alive and well when that first became a meme. I saw people at the conventions in the 2008-2000. So apparently I ranted too long about Caramel Dancin', and the battery just gave out on my camera. Lesson learned. Don't rant about Caramel Dancin'. But yeah, this is a pretty great high speed, high energy kind of a rave that you get at your anime conventions and not so much at the furry conventions. Well, you know, they kind of converged and things got a bit more mid-tempo and slow tempo past like the year 2009 or so when dubstep finally came to the, I guess, the mainstream. But anyway, like, there were a couple of fun moments there. One such moment was, you know, the usual party thing where you get a balloon or something like a ball that bounces around from person to person. It finally got to me, and then it exploded. I gave the appropriate reaction, I think. But after I took a break from the dance, I saw up in the dealer stand and artist alley area, not only were there some people doing some drawings and stuff, but there was an artist still there doing commissions. So I went and got myself a little thing as well. This was a nice and quick and easy little commission that the artist did. It's basically based on my ref sheet, and this was the best thing ever that I got. I don't usually buy stuff from conventions in the dealer stand or artist alley unless I really, really want to. And since I spent so much money trying to get over here, I decided that I wasn't going to spend too much in general. Here's the artist, by the way. That's their Instagram. And there were people doing freehand draws and sketches and all that along the table on this little piece of paper. Well, I say piece of paper, it's stretched out throughout the whole long table. So I decided to get my own edition right here. Clearly, I should go into doing art commissions. It just seems like a passion I'd be really into. No, I'll stick to music and video and stuff. It's fine. And then I'll look at the time and I think, okay, it's time to go home. My train leaves in about 45 minutes. The problem was I needed to get another taxi, and it was going to take the taxi 10 or 15 minutes to get to the hotel. We were going to have to drive half an hour, and I would have no time to get onto the train. I was going to miss it. And I was going to have to buy another ticket because I did not manage my time very well, apparently. But luckily, my friend Michael here, he let me stay in his room overnight, and that's when I got to do some more fun stuff. I actually went to a room party later that night where all we did was play board games. All we did. Unfortunately, we got a noise complaint. We got a noise complaint for playing board games too loudly. Imagine that. That can only happen at a convention. Ironically, the other room party that my friend Michael went to was noisier and was mostly just drinking and hanging out. They didn't get a noise complaint, but the board game geeks, oh, you're being way too loud, okay? But after that, it was time to sleep in. Wake up the next morning, head back home, and that was Furry Meeting in Taiwan. Or FurMIT. That was my adventure. Again, if you want to see more of this convention, there is a playlist down in the description down below. You can also check out my podcast, Fox and Burger. We had just started on episode 1. Go ahead and check that out as well. Also, in the description below, you will see my social media links. That will be my Telegram, my Twitter, and my Instagram. You will also find my TikTok handle down there. It's the same as my Instagram, just in case you want to watch a couple of short, silly little videos from me. You will also see my Discord screen name and a link to my Discord server. This is for all people to join that like furry content. You can talk to other fans of this channel. You can talk about your favorite movies or music or cartoons. You can share memes. You can do anything you want. You will also see a link to my Patreon. For at least $1 every month, just $1, you will have access to early viewings of my videos. That will be either the day or the night before. That's all my reviews, my vlogs, any kind of video that you see on my channel. There's also the option on Patreon to sponsor a video every month. If you are an artist or a small business, you can use my videos to advertise anything you want, any projects that you're working on, any causes that you need people to see. Again, that's all in the description below, my social media, my Discord server, and my Patreon. You can give a thumbs up if you like the video, a thumbs down if you dislike the video, I won't be offended. And you can also hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon if you want to watch more videos from my channel. Though you might want to watch a couple more videos before committing to that. So shout out to all of the furries that I met over in that convention. Kage, Orange Jam, Blue Deer, of course Donbo, my Fursuit crush, don't tell him I said that, and all the other people that I ran into. And honestly, I cannot wait to go next year, or to the next convention that will be taking place. whatever that may be. So, this has been Lightning Runner as Burger the Bull. I will see you in the next video. Stay warm. It's still very, very cold. Not so much here in Taiwan, but in other places on Earth, yes, it is. It will be. Bye-bye.